Awesome. In the last session, actually, not much happened in the last session. I say not much happened in the way of like major. I know major events happened. It was a very narratively driven session last time we played. We began things with our city crew as the fight with Axel and Kalen ended with the defeat of Callisto, Lady Callisto, the right hand you learned of both Byron and Field Marshal Cantello. The group, or the pair, found themselves very much wounded and needing a long rest in the medical wing aboard the still unnamed Citadel of Might belonging to Kalen's Legion that is stationed above the quarry. You were told that it would only take a few hours, about a long rest's worth of time, before you arrived at the research outpost where Axel was to be dropped off at for his own personal work. And as such, that endeavor took place. Axel found himself dropped off at the lab where a good bit of science and study was done. He learned that there are that the Great Tree Theory, as he has dubbed it, is very much not wrong. It is very much a way of viewing the multiple timelines that he's perceived, and in this comprehension with this elite team of scientists that were granted to him by the site commander or site manager, facility manager named Onra. This elite team of temporal-based scientists and researchers, you discovered that there might be a chance for you to be able to alter not only the flow of events, but use not only the viewing other events to alter your own timeline, but also perhaps even alter the timeline that you are viewing. So it works both ways, as in you can see where they went wrong to improve your circumstances, while also being able to impart some possible level of your actions upon their world through perhaps trial and error, or just giving more to this concept of different timelines. As you do know, concepts hold very real power, which was expressed distinctly during a talk with Ophelia and Clive, as Heinrich came to visit, asking Ophelia about her marriage because he was nervous about him having a kid, and he said that he used to be a powerful concept wielder, being able to manipulate time, or at least not time, being able to manipulate motion and momentum around his area before he was mortally wounded by his now wife. Concepts themselves giving him this immense edge, making him a seemingly a quarry for her as a wandering swordsman. And he spoke to Ophelia mainly to wonder how her marriage is doing and to see if he can provide any insight, or if she might have any insight herself on what he should do next. From one logical married person to another normal married person, what do you think he should do? Because he's very nervous. He asked both Clive and Ophelia these questions, to which they both gave very similar but distinctly different by way of conveying answers as to he should just do what he's been doing, and if this is the path he wants to go on, he just needs to stick with it. He then had a very awkward farewell, saying, maybe we should talk to your mother about this, to which Ophelia said, my mother is dead, and he left and said, good luck, Clive. Back on the front, there's a brief interrogation between Kalen's second in command, whose name I always forget every once in a while, because it's been a minute, Kalen's second in command, Leyland Haas, and the captured Lady Callisto, who told you that retaliation might already be underway by her capture, and that she wants nothing more than to see all of you Aradnians die. Kalen said, well, tough shit, you got caught, and then left the room before speaking briefly with, this was after a conversation with Ministry Intelligence member Demetrius, who said, I'll have my men come retrieve her for holding back in the city later this evening. Sorry, my glasses are really foggy and trying to wipe them off because I just splashed water on my fucking cup somehow. There we go. I smeared it on there trying to wipe it off. After this conversation, or sometime around this conversation, on the flip side of the city, Clive and Ophelia went clothing shopping at Clive's favorite leather and denim-based store, where he apparently buys all of his attire to dress like a cowboy, and it's all tailor made. Ophelia did not buy anything, but it was during her time trying on clothes that Clive was visited by Demetrius, who told him that first, this is associate Cece, or not Cece, what the fuck, what was the name? Dusk, and that Dusk would be his new liaison, as he had to be more focused on the war front due to a recent ambush that happened at the quarry that saw a large, not large number, a decent number of Aradnian scouts killed, and said that he had to focus efforts more on the front, and that Dusk was his most trusted operative, and that she will see him, much like she sees Demetrius' success, will see Clive's success in his endeavors, and that should he ever have questions for intelligence, to relay them to her instead of him from now on. Clive said sure, and then Ophelia and Clive continued shopping after Demetrius left. Evening fell on the city. In one place, a major breakthrough was being had in terms of the aptly dubbed bypass equation by partner Vasily alongside Ophelia, to which a arm or palm-sized hole into the Fey realm was successfully opened, and remains open by usage of a prototype device created by Vasily during testing. And that you have, I believe he said was it 6 days? I forgot the exact duration. Let me scroll up real quick.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks has a lot more. It was a D4 plus 2. I can show up the notes. I'm tripping. I can open my own notes and see what I had your list is. D4 plus 2. Here it is. Research. D4 plus 6 weeks, not 2 weeks. It is 6 weeks of time that this rift will stay open. And so the two kept working until they were notified by Adjunct Mind that those from the Warfront will be coming back relatively soon. Before that moment happened, even though I described it happening where everyone was in the room together, but just before anyone could speak truthfully amongst each other about what had transpired in the last few weeks, they've been separated, Clive was given a tip by Dusk about a possible safe house for some people he'd been tracking that might be related to, or that are definitely related to in some way, the Figure 8 killer, and more specifically, possibly Benny's death. He arrived at a small homestead on the outskirts of one of the southern districts of the city, of the core, and found 3 people inside waiting for a 4th member. Clive did not see Carrie Lee amongst those present, but did see the 3 other figures, those being Lodi, O'Shea, and Delarin. The 3 of them were discussing anxieties about what's going to happen next, how their next move might be the last one, how they need to plan even if Carly's not here, how they're nervous that she's not around and hasn't been talking to them as much, that she thinks that there's loose ends being tied up in some way. They asked about the Hawk and said that they were close to Benny, but doubt they'll catch him anytime soon, that Carrie said she'd take care of him soon to ensure that all of this comes to an end. And then the lights in the house went out. Lodi walked inside, and as Clive staked out the scene, a shadowy figure emerged from the building and swiftly dismantled both O'Shea and Delarin with brutal efficiency and gruesome strikes, leaving both of them dead in the grass outside this home, while inside, Clive found the mangled body of Lodi. This figure grabbed documents from the table that the 3 had been reading and then began to disappear off away from the building, to which Clive began to give chase. A very swift and quick chase was had as a number of hold person spells failed to keep Clive off the trail. Clive's eagle eyes, despite his speed, or I guess it's his hawk eyes, despite the speed of his opponent, not giving them any room to truly escape his vision, until eventually they dove down through an open sewer grate below the city into the irrigation ways, and finally managed to elude Clive. At that moment, a spike of adrenaline surged, the band on his wrist snapped, and a team of Ministry agents appeared and began to immediately scan the area for whatever Clive was engaged with, to which Clive gave directions toward the Ministry Spire, the last location that this figure had been seemingly headed to. We left off with Clive angrily slamming his fist into the stonework of this irrigation way. However, we pick up with Axel in the research outpost just days prior to returning to the city. Axel, is there any last research you'd have wished to conclude in your time amongst these fellow like-minded individuals? Any words for Sunspot, for the team that you have working with you? Do you wish to speak with Tomas, who you know is Ishmael's brother? Anything you wish to do at all while you were here in these last days, as you had this first breakthrough? Is there any groundwork we should lay, or any other work we should do before time runs out here?
Yes, actually. Since I am able to technically access it, I wonder if there's a way to normalize without needing the molecules. So simply put, making a new spell tradition. Well, what do we call tradition? But being able to cast spells through it, pretty much. Find some sort of foundation to be able to use, to be able to cast spells within the same means, pretty much.
Okay, narrow it down. You have like 3 days left. You gotta narrow it down to something that can be started in these 3 days. It can be expanded upon later, but it's something that can be started in these 3 days first and foremost.
Okay.
What do you wish to start? If you wish to begin formula crafting for a spell, it can be done. If you wish to get, schematics and parts for an item, that can be done.
That'd be nice.
All right. I will say it can be a short bullet point list, but just give me the criteria of the spell, and next time you return to this outpost, we will deduce what perhaps the team was able to accomplish while you were gone, and what work you'll need to do on your own, because they won't do the work for you, of course. They'll help get you set up along the way, but they're also very busy scientists as well, so when you're gone, they'll probably leave your project on pause until you return. But at the very least, Sunspot and the other logistics officers of this deep site facility can get the proper pieces and documentation and materials you might need for it. So put together a small little bullet point list, just toss it in chat, and we'll see what comes of that next time you are here. We jump now, and hi Sophie, it's been a while. We're gonna just throw you into the deep end, actually. We're just gonna throw you right into the deep end.
I feel sick. I'll just tell you, I feel sick right now, but I'm down to listen,
Okay. Let me see, where is... I lost it. There it is. We are going... I still have to throw you to the deep end, though. You can... We'll keep it brief. So... The last thing that happened with Yamcha in particular, of course, was that really strange outburst in the adjunct spire when your assistants came in to properly give you some food and drink, an attendant. You saw them and got very upset at this, and these thoughts might not have been lingering in your mind as you are currently overlooking a massive battle happening in the quarry below, but your mind is trailing elsewhere. You are certain of a few things, even in this cloudy, dazed state, that you're yourself. You're Yamcha. That is you. You hold this kind of tangible thread to sanity almost, as it's been getting weirder, feeling more off as time has gone on. Despite the alien feeling beneath your skin and the protective reinforcement that it has acquired from just the changes, you're still you. But you know that slowly the scale tips in favor of this affliction that is currently assailing seemingly your entire body at this point in time. Slowly you are possibly turning into yourself but different, or perhaps something different entirely, not distinctly un-you for now, but the signs of being different through this affliction are beginning to show. Blood does not change, as the medical officers mentioned to you, unless the source of the blood is changing too. Skin does not change unless it is adapting to protect the body from not only the outside world, but from itself. Harming yourself should never come easy for any living being, and so by proxy of that, your body's seemingly almost adapting to unknown stimuli to prepare you for something. And as these thoughts come to your mind, your nose leaks with the same heat, a burning trickle down, rolling over your lip and dripping down the tip of your chin on the floor, your vision out of focus, you're only semi-lucid right now. I'd like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't make you talk too much while you try
It's
and
still
recover.
loading.
Oh. Let me... I guess I didn't preload this scene. Did I preload the map? The main map? I thought I did. If I didn't preload the main map, sorry guys. I thought I preloaded all the maps, honestly. I might have forgotten one, though. I'll just go through them again real quick.
Thank you so much.
Oh, the pause text. Yeah, these are all... I try to put a bunch of quotes in from all of the past sessions and games in here. Most of them are said by players. Some are said by major NPCs at important parts of the narrative. Most of these, like 90% of them, are all player quotes.
Mm.
Water, head is sick. Sip, sip, sip. Where am I? There it is. I will, while you're loading, I will roll your wisdom save while you're loading in. Nose. There we go. I hate allergies. Wisdom. Public roll. Normal. Do you have ability to reroll anything? As an artificer, can you reroll it? With this 6, can you reroll anything?
It says 98 loading the call.
No, not that. I meant I rolled the dice for you while you're loading in, to save us some time. I'm trying to see if you have the ability to re-roll this die because you got a 6. You can roll the future dice, of course, but I want to roll that one so you can keep the flow going.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, you know
Normal?
what? Sure, I'll let you roll. We'll forget. Oh,
Oh.
you know, a 7 is better than a 6. However,
Still would.
a 7 does still fail the saving throw.
Oh.
With a 7, the world blurs around you. It spins like evening lights on a Ferris wheel, distorts with each passing moment. The continuous stream of colors becomes the rushing of wind, becomes the sensation of falling. In an instant, you come to realize that you are not standing where you were, not where you started a moment ago. You are outside, and you gaze around for a moment, your vision slowly coming back to you. The Citadel shouldn't be above you. You're supposed to be standing on it. And as your bearings come back to you, you see the ground quickly approaching until it isn't. Your eyes clenched close, they open as the rushing of wind slows, and you are gliding through the air, held aloft by these spectral, almost shadowed wings on your back. This same sort of black, inky substance that had been leaving from your nose now comprising this almost skeletal outline of these wings that are not attached to you, but almost like connected via just proximity. Millions of these droplets leave a trail of a mist as they evaporate from the speeds at which you move down towards the ground, closer, descending at a slower, careful rate until eventually you touch the ground and see bodies of dead, not many dead, but some that are Radnian soldiers, but many, many dead Third Aegis men-at-arms on the ground. And Yamcha, you... So, for reference, the successful save gave you a different ability. This one, with this, I'll just paste it in chat. Oh, please, while you're at it, roll me a I'll say Arcana. Roll me Arcana. Yeah, roll me Arcana, please.
Okay.
20. Holy shit. The wings, as you land and they begin to dissipate as this seeming duration of them runs out, bared some sort of draconic resemblance, very much not scaled, but just the how they were manifest. The shape they took looked almost draconic in how they were, I guess, assisting your free fall, your glide to the ground. And I'll put this in the chat. I'll put this in your sheet eventually. But once a day, for 1 minute, you can manifest these wings that give you a 90-foot flying speed. And as you land, you wipe at your nose and realize that it's not hot, it's cold. No, with that Arcana check, you realize it is still hot. It is a heat that is so intense, it feels cold as it drips from your nose. Blood that you know isn't all, well, it has to be yours, but even if it's not naturally yours, you'll have to make it so if you're to get through this change and still be you. The affliction has done far less damage, rather, than it could. It is causing a true change. You're gaining attributes, boons, or curses as you view them, and abilities never before possible to you. And you think again that you are yourself. You are Yamcha for now. But what you will turn into depends on your decisions and your research. What you will embody is something no one has ever or will ever experience. You will be the first to become what? Only you can find that answer. And as you touch down on the ground, you spot your second, K, your assistant, scanning around the battlefield, looking through the many dead Third Aegis soldiers. He sees you on the ground and immediately double takes in your direction and jogs over, breaking from his kind of pair of escorts, these soldiers. And he approaches and looks at you and goes, Are you all right? How are you down here? Where are your escorts?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, he looks at your face. He gets like a small. He casts like a spell in your direction and cleans the blood from like your nose and your hands with a swift spell cast and goes, I was looking over for, well, we're looking for any Drahasian survivors, the ones that assist with the research into draconic studies, of course, and it's hard to find them. There's a lot of bodies here, so I thought I just found one actually, not too far away. If you'd like to accompany me in looking over the body, there might be something to glean from their attire or something. I'm not entirely sure just yet.
Okay, let's go and I'll take my mind off of things.
You begin to walk over, and you see that amongst a litter of dead soldiers, workers, and debris, there is a figure dressed in attire that is more ornate and distinct than the rest. It is definitely attire that is indicative of some sort of deific worship, one that bears symbols pertaining to Drohas and its faith in dragons. I'm going to actually roll this for K real quick. I need to roll this for them. Okay. As Kay walks over and kneels down next to this figure and begins to kind of examine their attire, you following a bit behind, still kind of not dragging a bit, but still not fully all there just yet, but trying to be. The figure swiftly kicks around off, like it's on the ground, it's laying on its back, swiftly kicks around, and tries to kick Kay in the chest, but they move to the side, grab at the leg, and it's like you see them with like an arcane spell lift and almost like send them away with like a booming thunderous explosion of thunder that kind of send them tumbling across the ground a few feet away before two Arachnosaurs run over and apprehend them, and they begin to curse in Draconic. Traitorkin, Aradnian, your blood will be the first drop to avenge the enlightened ones your people slaughtered. And then they kind of poof across the jaw, and this figure is knocked unconscious.
Oh my god.
I had rolled.
Will baby okay?
Kay looks to you, and says, "I had seen the chest rising and falling. He was playing dead. Lucky he didn't get this knife in me." And he holds up a very gnarled-looking, poison-tipped blade that he drops on the ground. He should be fine. I told my escorts we need someone of his kind alive to talk to. But let's get you back, at least to the ship for now. We'll let the military do their interrogation, and then we'll have our time to study this person, I'm sure. But you need rest. He gestured to the soldiers to follow him, and the two of you, or rather the 5 of you, including the soldiers, are sent back up to the Citadel. And what this interrogation provides, we'll find out the next time you are aboard the Citadel. As we jump now to Clive, the night before, or the same night that the rest of the party will be arriving. Clive, you are alone in these tunnels. I'll play the song again because it's a proper song to play. Actually, no. I don't want the song anymore. I want... But it's song again. Clive, you are alone in the irrigation ways beneath the city. The agents have already dispersed to look for this person you sent them after. But currently, it is just you now down here.
I think for a couple minutes, Clive's just gonna kind of like lost in thought. Trying to figure out like which way would they have gone, you know? And then he kind of gets a thought for like peek his head out of the sewer if he's able to.
Yep, you're welcome to. You kind of climb back up this ladder to take a peek out. There are not a lot, but at this point in time, small crowd is gathered around, and they see you poke your head out. You see, like, a bit down the way, maybe like a block away, a pair of enforcers are running over to see the disturbance. But beyond that, the city is calm on this evening.
Okay. Kind of gazing through the crowd, he's gonna try and cast this just on the off chance that something's there.
See invisibility. You cast see invisibility. I'd say you might see like a scrying eye or two, not like super far, but kind of like, they not like in abundance, but like you might see like a few, stories above a building, just kind of flying over, doing general scan to the streets. But beyond that, no one is around. You just see general surveillance spells around, like getting like scrying eye, just generally not like one, but like a few of them around at different points of the city, just kind of scanning different streets at different points. But beyond that, you don't see any people that are invisible in your general purview. And at this point in time, the adrenaline finally subsides. You begin to feel that throbbing in your knuckle from where you punch the wall, and these sort of early sets of that lactic acid in the legs from the running, the faint pain in the chest from sprinting for almost 3 minutes at that point in time or more, top speed. It all hits you.
It was a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we made, I think we made I think it was on that. I think we made 5 checks, I'm pretty sure. So it was about 5 minutes of running, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, more than, 3+ minutes of sprinting at top speed while doing, like, parkour and shit. So your body begins to feel all of this in one instance as you are.
Honestly, if he's on, like, the ladder, he's gonna wobble and probably just fall down.
You back down to the water.
Overwhelms him.
One of the intelligence agents walks from one of the tunnels and approaches you, and they just shake their head slowly no.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, well, apologies for calling y'all over here. Didn't mean for that wristband of mine to do what it did.
They'll give you like they're gonna try to avoid speaking because I mean, even with telepathy, there's some resemblance of your voice in telepathy. I feel like in my mind, at least for how it works. So they are trying to avoid. You can tell just from passive that they're trying to avoid talking to give off any indication of who they might be in case you're them in like out in the world again. So you don't know this. Oh, this guy was the fucking stealth agent. That guy's a Navy SEAL right there. Like that kind of thing. Like you're at you can imagine you're at a grocery store. Like holy shit, that's Master Chief. Like you just point at him. Like it's kind of like that. Like they're trying to avoid being spotted in public. So they just give you like an OK symbol with their hand. Give you like a polite bow, or a polite slight tilt of their head, and then they actually head back off down the tunnel. It looks like to continue searching, but at least for this initial search, they found nothing. They seem, and they begin to head back down to continue looking with the rest of this team that is somewhere down there.
Gotcha. So, Clive's a wannabe cowboy, but he's a city slicker at heart, policeman. Would he kind of know? Would it be like proper protocol to like assist them in the search?
Proper protocol is very fickle when dealing with ministry. These aren't normal, ministry operatives or soldiers. This is specifically like the intelligence. This is the stealth operative, the spies, the espionage. Particularly these are people meant to like not draw a lot of public attention. So it's a fickle thing to think of like proper protocol because you're not really in the ministry to get orders to do this kind of thing, and you're not really sure how your rank ties into this.
Yeah.
But you can assume that you're welcome to assist them unless they tell you otherwise, typically. But again, for this particular endeavor, it is completely up to your discretion right now, as they did not seem to wait for you to follow them. They seem to just give you the information and walk off again somewhere else.
Okay.
So it's up to your discretion how you wish to approach either assisting them or not.
I think give him the state of Clive, because he's feeling it now for sure. And just them in general, I think I can kind of trust them to do what they need to do. Clive's gonna get up, get out, and go get a drink of water or something. Hydrate the body a little bit.
Easily done. We'll move the clock forward a bit here. Say about this time, not this time to get this find water, of course, but about this time, Adric Mind would relay a message to, I guess just you and Ophelia, you two are the ones in the city, that, and both of you get this at the same time. It appears as though your associates are returning sometime soon, I believe within the next hour or so. It would be best if you wish to greet them to return to the Adjunct Spire.
Whew. Alright. Clive looks down his legs. They're probably still a bit wobbly, but might be a bit late, but I'll make my way over there.
Understood. Should I call your escorts?
No, I think I've bothered enough people for one day. Appreciate it, though.
Of course. Stay safe, friend.
You too, my friend.
And what is your response to this, Ophelia? You would have got this message would have came to you just like a bit after you had finished after the test had been after you had finished trying to put your hand through there and you would cast a spell through. This is like just after that breakthrough had happened. We had cast a spell through the opening.
Okay, so I'm still with the professor?
Yep, you're still with Vasily. You were told that about an hour until the others return to the Adjunct Spire.
Alright. I will approach him. It
You are,
seems that the remainder of my... Oh, what do we call it again? The Adjunct Assembly?
yes. Or just the Assembly, either one. You can either call the Adjunct Assembly or the Assembly for short, of course.
The remainder of my assembly is about to arrive back in about an hour. I think I will calmly stroll my way to their arrival now.
Understood. I will continue to observe all of this work and ensure that this remains stable while looking for a permanent solution. Enjoy the time with your associates and your friends. And your
Alright.
husband, of course.
Yes.
If anything happens, I will be sure to have Adjunct Mind call you back.
Of course.
And he just, as soon as he says that, he just turned, like, on a heel, turned back around to his table he's working at and continues looking over schematics and testing new spells and different items to see what he can find that works with what he's trying to accomplish.
Alright. Simple as.
A bit less than an hour goes by. And as I described before, the air buzzes with static, lightning arcs from floor to ceiling in the far corner of the room. The transport gate, usually flush to the ground, rises and catches the energy. It arcs between pylons and opens a rift. And just as quickly as it opens, it closes in a flash and pulse of energy as Kaelin, Yamcha, and Axel all arrive back in the Adjunct Spire, having been gone for nearly a month and a half. No, a bit longer than that. I think it's going on 2 months now.
Mm.
2.5
Feels
weeks.
good to be back.
Clive's there waiting. He brought up spirit change clothes for
For a change.
to his cowboy fit. Can't be not stylish for a bit.
But you've all returned
And
into this place. Yes, I'm sorry. You've all returned to this place. It is. I mean, for many of you, it is nice to see alive associates. Kaelin, for reference, your citadel, Kaelin, is still out in the Deadlands. They just sent you back here via one of the teleportation platforms they have there.
Mm-hmm.
It is still remains up there. It is just you with Leyland remaining on standby, observing while you were away. So it quite literally is just the three of you that have returned from this place or from the
Oh,
battlefield.
did they pick me up or did I use the teleportation?
You use the gate as well in the not in the deep side one, but above ground in the normal lab. You used a gate there.
Gotcha. So look, I go. It feels so good to see this guy again.
Hey there, fellas. Or howdy, y'all.
Hey, Clyde.
Good to see y'all up and at 'em again. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. I've been solving some things, and I'm actually glad about how it went. I made progress.
What was that
Succeeded.
about?
I go up to Clive and I go, my friend, I saw it. The tree. I actually saw it with my own eyes.
That's right, your tree deal. That's right. You
It
stole
was
it.
amazing. I saw it. It is real. No longer a theory. It is real.
Is it real? No. No. Well,
What?
I'm glad you did it. And Clive kind of looks past Axel for a minute, looks towards Kaelin, and he's just like, oh, hopefully he didn't give you too much trouble, man.
I mean, he was more help than you think.
It was alright.
Put a thumbs up.
Oh, I'll be my fault. You Yamcha, good to see you as well. Miss Ophelia still.
Yes,
Yamcha dead as hell. She just, it's like the Peter Griffin corpse on the ground. It's now like the Peter Griffin corpse just laying on the ground. Everyone came from the portal standing, and Yamcha's like on the ground folded. And it's like, what the fuck happened to her?
No.
I'm thinking.
You're fine. You're fine, Sicky.
White boy man is.
You all would see, looking at Yamcha, I guess, in this space, She's actually a little taller, you want to say. Not by much, but it's definitely noticeable.
You finally hit a growth spurt.
I hit puberty ages ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you got taller.
I just saw the fucking. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's me.
She actually gave the portal look at us. Sorry. Locking back in. And I will say, in the time that has passed, Yonder, since the last event, the affliction's kind of debilitating feelings haven't left. But part of you does feel more, I guess, invigorated or revitalized. You feel like you could do a lot more than you could previously with your body, but you're just not sure how to use it yet. Like, nothing extraordinary, but while you still feel, it's like, you know, because when you're sick, you don't like just stop being, your muscles don't just stop working. Like, you still feel like shit even if you can like lift something heavy, but it's kind of like that. Like, you feel like shit, but you feel like you can still lift heavy things, if not heavier things than you could before. Like, your strength feels.
Punch me. Let's test my reflex.
I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. Gosh.
I want to hit a lady. No reason.
He's dead.
Kaylin fucking clotheslines her.
Sucker punches.
Someone hit me, see like, poof, mid-second, just fucking catch inside of the head. Oh my god! What the fuck, Kaylin? She said to hit her. It's not my fault she didn't react.
Oh, she's bleeding back.
Oh my god, bro. Kaylin, what the fuck you hit her with? Just my hammer, guys.
I don't bleed, I believe in Jesus.
What?
Oh my god.
Jamie line, dude.
But yes, so beyond the increased tier armor class, of course, and the flying speed, those are the two major changes that have happened to you since the affliction got worse. At the very least, what you decipher.
My back hurt.
She's hitting 85. She just fucking hit 85.
I'm an elf, bitch.
My back hurts.
Divine simulator, bro. What the heck, bro?
However, you are all together, and Adric will not talk to you all, but relay that you have about a little over 1 week of time in the city together to do whatever you wish to do before the second administration meeting occurs.
Wow. Understood.
A week of R&R to do whatever you wish to do. Any preparation.
I need to do drugs.
No.
I need to do drugs. Guys.
What? I hope you're talking about the good ones, the one that helps you.
You need to test my body.
What? I need to test my body.
Why don't we just go for drinks tonight? Hopefully nothing.
Nah, that's good. What it's tested. I mean, it's technically drugs.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a great plan.
Sophia,
Oh my
you in?
god.
Of course not. Everyone who's seen Ophelia would actually notice she has an unbreakable smirk right now.
Why are you smirking like that? Creepy.
I don't think you should say that woman's smile is creepy, guy. What a crazy line to say. Or he's smiling in front of her husband, no less. In front of her. I know. It just hit me like in front of her husband. Her husband is 2 feet from you. Why are you smiling at that? It's creepy.
Finish my line, bro. I did say that. I did say it, but as I go, I'm gonna finish it now. As I go, you don't usually smile like at all. Wait, did you make a breakthrough?
A breakthrough in a very literal term. We've opened a window into the Feywild that we can look through.
Oh. Wait, like right now, like it's a people.
In fact, it's going to be open for about 6 weeks if you'd like to come by and see.
I would love to. I would love to. 100%. I would love to.
With authorization of the professor, of course.
No, of course, of course.
But
Ooh,
yes,
sorry about it.
it's a good thing everyone came back alive. But if nothing else important is happening, I do have to get back as we just tested it.
Well, unfortunate, but I get your point of view. Maybe next time.
Give me like 30 seconds to grab my water.
30 seconds have passed.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Bombs
Burger
going
segment.
off.
What?
I don't hear 7 minutes.
That's just Ari power scaling.
Ari made a bomb.
Ari is the bomb.
Ari is the bomb.
Ari is the bomb, bro.
Well, usual spot. That was where we're going.
Yep, I'm going.
That was the hardest liquor they offer.
You were really going all in on this one, huh?
What happened to you while you were gone?
That's what I want to know.
I don't feel normal, but I feel like I just need a distraction in order to focus on work.
I get that. I mean, I don't understand why you said hard drugs. That's a scary sentence to say.
You only live once.
Life's just like great. Now there's 2 of them.
Don't worry, Clav. I'll tell you all about the great battle we had.
I
But
would appreciate
that.
that. I need something normal in my life for once.
Oh no, the battle wasn't normal.
Did you know that Axel can turn into dinosaurs?
Whoa.
The tired look on Clive's face. I bet he can, yeah. That checks out. Alright,
Wait,
maybe I'll join you for that hard liquor tonight. He just starts walking away.
Gosh, I'm just imagining he said that tired face picture of a normal dinosaur in his mind. And that's what he thinks, but in reality I turned into a dinosaur with glowing eyes and white tattoos on my body as I'm outwalking everyone. Oh my gosh, dude. Except glowing runes and everything just teleporting.
So, there it is. What would everyone care to do over this next week of time? We'll start off with anything anyone wants to do tonight first. I'll do one normal day of you all doing things you need to do, and then I'll ask about the week after that.
Okay.
So for tonight, anything you wish to do, any place they wish to go, people they wish to visit, things they wish to acquire.
I want to eat a shit ton of peanuts.
Okay. Sure.
Are you allergic or something?
No, just goes well with alcohol.
Oh.
So I will say that Yamcha and Clive go out drinking, and to a place that has the peanuts on standby. Axel, what about you?
I'm going to drink also.
Okay. Kalen?
Yeah, I'll join them.
All right. That leaves Ophelia.
You already know.
I don't already know.
You weren't here when I said I wasn't going with them?
I was, but I was wondering if you were doing anything in particular if you head back to the lab.
Yeah, fuck you. I have a breakthrough.
It's my fault.
Bro's not no ball.
I don't have elite bond. You at your spire. No, wait. Party. Bar. Ophelia at your spire.
I forgot I had exhaustion. Oopsie daisy.
That's fine. That's nothing that matters. It's just light work. Those of you at the bar, how much is everyone drinking tonight? And is anyone going to invite Lucy out?
I was gonna say.
Yes. please.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yamcha, you call up Lucy. You're connected to the arcane conscience that relating to Lucy, and as she kind of comes to your mind, she'll say, well, first she'll say, hey, this is Lucy. Who is this? Hello?
Yamcha, come in. Come in.
Oh!
My alcohol signal is strong.
Oh, you're out drinking. You're out drinking tonight.
And you're not here already?
You just got in town, I heard. You're already drinking? How long have you been in town?
Not too long, I suppose.
Which bar are you at?
This one.
You give her the name. She's like, I've got a bit of work to finish up, but I'll be there in an hour. Save me
Awesome.
5 rounds.
See you there.
So if you're drinking a shit ton, are you drinking a shit ton before Lucy arrives or after she arrives? Or both?
After she arrives.
Okay.
Have 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, 4 beers, and I get another beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Five whole beers? What about you, Clive? How much are you drinking tonight?
3 shots of whiskey, 2 beers.
Axel?
I'll do a wine.
A wine. Oh my
Just a
god.
bottle of wine.
Get a load of this guy.
Exactly, bro.
And you, Caitlin, how much are you drinking?
Banker, bro.
Caitlin, he's not drinking. He's going to actually cease to exist and have a stroke in the bar.
He's meditating.
He's floating in the air. He's cultivating.
Yeah.
We're cultivating another timeline.
In that case, Lucy arrives at the bar. Her sword's floating. She's like surfing on one sword as she like comes to the doorway with the other one falling behind her. Hops off, and as soon as she left the bar, she snatches the nearest drink she can see from whoever is drinking it. Doesn't matter what person. Actually, you know what? For the fun of it, Axel, she snagged her bottle of wine as she lands at the bar and just starts chugging the whole bottle.
She's so fucking sick.
You're welcome.
She goes, all right, I'm warmed up now. Let's get the real drinks going. As the bottle is like empty, she puts it down back on the table. I need. You said how many? 3 shots of whiskey for Clive.
Let's make it 4.
All right, 1 con save disadvantage then. Yamcha, 5 beers. Give me 2 normal Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
Axel, your wine is gone. What are you drinking now?
I'm getting another.
Ooh! How much wine are you drinking from the bottle?
It's just gonna, you gotta chug the entire thing.
What you mean? That bottle going down, bro.
You know, Lucy will... Everything you all drink, she'll get like 1 of each. She'll get a shot of whiskey. She'll get a beer. She'll get a bottle of wine. What are you drinking, Kaylin? And how much are you drinking? Sorry, I phone call.
Yeah, what the fuck? I have no idea. Whatever people set in front of me, I guess.
Lucy will put in front of you, like a fucking... the equivalent of a bottle of like some nice scotch. It's like a whole bottle right in front of you, no glass, just the bottle. She said 5 rounds are on her, and it seems the 5 rounds are going to be something horrible for your body. And so, if you're drinking a whole bottle of wine, Axel, I need 1 con save. Yamcha, the first bottle, or first, like, 3 beers you drink, you slam them down, you feel a little buzz for a second, and then something in your body, like, clicks, and it fades. And the last 2 beers do nothing to you.
Oh.
Hit the floor state.
Clive, you want another shot of whiskey. You're like 1, 2, 3. Shit, the 6th one ain't gonna hurt. And that was before the 2 beers.
4 more, please.
Axel, you're in a good spot, Axel. You're feeling pretty good right now. But everyone's having so much fun with those, with their, and as Clive gets more, Kaylin, how much scotch are you drinking?
I mean, I ain't gonna chug an entire fucking bottle.
You're not?
No.
Okay, it's fine. Roll me a con
he
save.
actually drinks.
Roll me a con save with advantage.
He's disciplined.
Yeah.
That's a whole disciplined man right there.
Keep in mind, Lucy runs the entirety of the city's civil security, so she is out here getting fucking hammered. On like definitely for her, like every night is a work night, so it doesn't matter if she drinks or not, because she's gonna it's gonna be like she has to work the next day anyways. Let's see, Chief of Civil Security Lucy, con save. She's drinking a lot, disadvantage. A 12, con save number 2, disadvantage. A 20? Those are high rolls. Con save 3, the last one for the night, disadvantage. A 15. Yeah, the first round, she gets her going. There is a brief, not even a scuffle. Someone like bumps into her for a half a second, and she punches them in the chest, and they pass out. And then she keeps drinking. And by like, if she gave Kaylin a bottle of scotch and had everything y'all were having put together, much like the first night she went out drinking, by the time you all ready to head in for the evening, like leave the bar, she's being like, you know, like EMS stretchered out on one of her swords as it is floating her out of the doorway. And she's like, yeah, I'm sure we gotta talk later. I was gonna ask you questions. I was gonna ask you something. She falls over and goes to sleep. No, she wakes up again. Yeah, I'm sure when I wake up and I'm not working, we gotta talk about something.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going home. And she just rolls over again on the sword.
Bye.
Do you think she ever falls off those things?
No, she's too good for that.
Yes.
I think the funny part of this is it? Oh, she's not a monk. She's just a... Wait? Yeah, she's fine. If she was a monk, she couldn't get drunk. She's a paladin. She just can't get diseases.
Yo, drunk monks cannot get drunk. Unless you're a drunken master.
She's a paladin, so she can get drunk. She just can't get diseases. So, she is gurneyed out. The evening ends for all of you. And you all begin to venture your separate ways back home, with escorts or without, but you all begin to head back home for the evening. Yamcha, you feel the cool air outside feels great, and there's like a desire to stretch your legs, but you're already walking, and you don't know what the feeling actually means just yet, but you have the urge to like stretch your legs out in this brisk air, even though you're already out here.
Oh.
But who knows? We end the evening with Ophelia in the lab, and you all heading home. Well, Ophelia heading home, of course, as well, but Ophelia works in the lab. Seeing as the breakthrough happened just today, not much else is gleamed. Striking when the iron's hot works sometimes, but not all the time, especially not when something so delicate as this. And there is possibly a lingering concern that there might be a stone wall in progress sometime soon, Ophelia, but you're not sure when it might occur or what it might actually be. But there always is some sort of blockage after every breakthrough until the next one. However, the next day, whoa, get out of here, arrives. We, look at this, are actually going to start things off on this first full day with Kaylin. Where do you wish to go on this first day out? Or do you wish to just walk around the town? Do you want to hang on the spire and do work, monitor the battlefront? Anything particular you wish to do on this one day before I have the time skip for the week?
I mean, for the most part, I'd probably just wander the town, but I might, yeah, check up on, like, some reports if I'm being sent any from, you know, my citadel, and then possibly checking in on my great prisoner.
Okay. We will come back to that. Axel, anything you wish to do today, or is today just is this week just an off week for you?
No, it's not. A thinker is always thinking. I am going to be, of course, doing more research.
More
More
I saw
like-
the emoji. Just
A thinker never stops thinking. A thinker always.
Never done.
Any people you wish to visit? Places you wish to go?
No, this one's more specifically to himself when it comes to this research. It's more of trial and error in this part, because this is more of me trying to figure out what type of spell I'm making, as well as testing out feasibility if I can do it myself. So the idea I'm going for is a spell that allows me to communicate to other selves of mine. So, because I know I can steal their luck technically, but I can't communicate with them. So my goal is to see if I can make up some sort of quote-unquote branch to be able to, like a message, or send message or whatever through different branches, but only to myself. That is my goal.
Okay. I'll ask you for an Arcana check, and if you're working with assistants, you can roll with advantage.
All right.
Clive, anything else you did for this day before the time skip, or is this just an off week for you? Any people or places you wish to visit?
I mean, I should definitely tell Dusk, everything that happened that night. And he's also gonna, like, I don't know if there'd be any, but maybe kind of scour reports for any oddities or any sightings that might look like the person he saw that night. Because that get up rather, is very, unique. Not many go around walking in a plague doctor mask.
This is true. Roll me investigation, please. Ophelia's working in the lab. Ken's walking around. Yamcha, anything you wish to do for this day / week?
Use a lucky use on this to get advantage.
By all means, you may. Yes.
Perfect.
I'm gonna take a long bath and contemplate about my bodily changes.
Roll me an insight check with advantage, please.
You can't fit in the bath anymore. You're too big.
No, that's not true.
That's not. You didn't get that tall.
I'm
It was.
tiny.
Yeah, it was like you grew like an inch and a half.
Insight. What is it? Insight.
Insight with advantage, yes.
Insight.
So I feel like insight into your own body would be an advantage thing, because it is your body. You would know things more than anyone else would. We will start with. Where's my Arcana check I asked for from Axel?
I gotta make. I was reading something because I had to make sure. Because remember, I don't get regular advantages.
This is true.
Be yourself.
I had to read some stuff. I'm gonna have to read. I'm gonna have to roll 3 times. So one is a nat 20, one is a 2, and then another one is a. I'm about to do another one right now.
Oh,
It's a 16.
those are pretty good rolls, actually.
Yeah.
Those are really good rolls. Okay. We will start off first with Clive, then Yamcha, then Axel, and then Kayla in that order. First with Clive. 22. That particular attire is not something that's been seen before, which might in itself be more interesting because of how much it is different from standard attire most people would wear. The fact that it has not been seen anywhere in public eye or in sightings means either they are really adept at stealth or that this any records of this sighting are restricted. There's only two possibilities. Either they've never been seen, or if they have been seen, it's been scrubbed in some way.
Gotcha.
Your mind can't help but linger back to the brief conversation you had with this individual, or brief back and forth, rather, you had this individual on the rooftop for a briefest moment. And we'll come back to you after we go to Yamcha. We go to Yamcha with an 18. Very minor height change, again, like about 1.5 inches, but still enough to be, of course, noticeable to most people. Your skin still feels like normal skin, though if you try to poke, if you had like a light poke with a knife, it won't pierce. Get like a thumbtack to pick their fingertip, it won't go through. Still feels like skin, but it's just like it's more durable. Like you are more durable passively. The feeling to stretch your legs is more of those wings you had, though they aren't, physically attached to you. It is the sensation of wanting to fly. You felt once you have like the feeling of flying, it's something that really leaves you. And so it's kind of almost a subconscious thing, like why would I walk when I could be somewhere faster and experience the world with more of my senses? It's more of that feeling. And beyond that, the burning in the blood, this blood that is so hot it's cold beneath your veins, is just that. Even when you're in this kind of cool bath to try and chill your extremities, your body, it doesn't take long for just your natural body heat to turn the water to almost like a hot bath after a while. Like 10-15 minutes of bathing before the water gets like warm, as opposed to like being cooler, even if it's actively running water. But beyond that, no other discernible changes. For brief moments, your vision is blurred, or you see multiple colors that aren't like on a different spectrum of light, and then it flickers and fades away again. But beyond that, not much else is intrinsically different, and you wonder if perhaps that Drohassian, almost priest you want to say, that you encounter on the battlefield might know more when the next you are able to speak with them.
I write it down on a little note as I leave the bath, and I go to bed.
We go to Axel. Which roll are you using for your Arcana check?
Nat 20.
I assume, but I had to ask.
Yep, it'll be a 32 overall.
With 32, you understand that any contact with other timelines is dangerous, and it will mainly impact your existence. To interact with other timelines, even sending magic through, magic is an extension of yourself, and after it leaves, it'll be gone. Anytime, if you were to make this spell, you understand this with this spell, it would be possible to interact, even without the spell, just with the monocle, with your philosophical understanding of timelines, and with this potential spell you could make. Any interaction you have with other timelines would take a piece of you and put it over there for that message or that change to occur, and it would leave you without that piece of yourself, however big it may be. But it's possible, and your thoughts return to the study in the Deep Side facility, where you know that if you want to alter the timelines, the only major events that have transpired involve the Truth Seekers, particularly the ones a part of Akale's team. As Akale and Zarius and her team are the ones that are currently the closest to that Red Star incident, and that Red Star incident itself was has been the only major event that you might have a chance of altering to test your theory before actually crafting the spell to see what it could accomplish.
Okay.
But we'll come back to that after we do Kalen. Kalen, you are walking through the streets on your way to the Adjunct Spire to monitor your citadel, and before you make your trip over to the Ministry Spire to see how your prisoner Callisto is doing. As you're kind of lost in thought, you find yourself walking past one of the many civil service centers around the city. The white noise of voices and people would keep you in a bubble of thought that you naturally find yourself residing within as you walk. However, today something breaks that flow, that monotony, that almost autopilot you're on. A child comes running out from the crowd of newcomers, and they bump into you and fall to the ground, tumbling back, because you are a very large, physically imposing form. They kind of fall to the ground, and their eyes widen as they gaze up at you in your more officious, off-duty military attire. The shadow cast by your frame blocking out the light that shines on your back.
Are you okay, kid?
You look up and go, whoa. At this point, you see a woman comes rushing over to the child as you are talking to them, and she rushes over and leans up, apologizing. She gets over to you. She goes, sorry, so sorry, the child is new to... and then her eyes almost widen as she takes you in. You see... Roll me insight, please. You don't see any of the finer changes to her body language, but you do visibly see the look of shock on her face turn to confusion, and then anguish, and finally into anger. She firmly lifts the child up by the arm and puts them behind her. How well do you recall most things in your past, Kaylin?
I mean, I feel like most of the military stuff I'd probably remember.
Okay, in that case, no roll required. Her attire looks like that of a citizen from the Dominion of Shoha, one of the higher or upper class citizens. And as you recognize and see her face change, she looks to you and says, while looking at you still, she says, "You. The gods would be playing a cruel trick upon me, because of course it would be you. Can never forget your face." He gazed up and down at you for a second, distastefully. "I never knew your name, but the face for the source of our suffering, I never forgot it." There's this look of burning hatred in her eyes as she looks at you and keeps the child kind of behind her.
I pay no mind and just continue walking.
You continue to walk, and she yells out at your back, "There could have been peace if not for you. My husband was going to bring us peace and you killed him. And now we have nothing, and you just turn your back and walk away. Aradnians." And she, from behind, you can hear her turn away with the kid and join back with the crowd. And I'd like you to roll me a history check, not so much as to what you recall, but more onto the history of this particular topic she is discussing. God damn! Off the top of your head...
I don't have any pluses in these.
Yeah, off the top of your head... Again, you were only debriefed on things, or briefed and debriefed on things that pertain to mission success, not so much the nuanced details. So if you want to glean anything about this particular topic, you are welcome to ask either Adjunct Mind or go to an archive, or perhaps if you don't care about it, you can leave it as is. But that off the top of your head, this is something that when I've been in a briefing or a debriefing for you, this seems like something more nuanced in how things either were built up or how they fell apart during or after your operation in Shoha. So if you wish to glean more information, there are ways to do so if you care to, but if not, of course you do not have to.
Probably not.
All right.
I mean, history's already been written. Our side obviously won whatever fight they fought, so shouldn't have lost.
Dang. Base.
Dig, hopping.
No! 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 In that case, without a second thought, you make your way away from this area and head. To keep it quick, to the Adjunct Spire, there have been no updates from the war front. They are still scanning for the next possible strike point or rally point for the Third Aegis, but nothing has happened as of yet. Looking into Callisto, if you go directly to the Ministry Spire, they have no clue you're talking about because she was particularly handed off to Ministry Intelligence, and they operate on a different playing field usually. So if you wanted to get any information from her, you might have to speak to Demetrius himself or possibly Lanoth, who oversees most of, general Ministry operations, and he might have insight on this.
Okay.
So who do you wish to speak with?
Probably Lanoth then.
All right. You head up to his office. Let me change the music, actually. Since Tristan is done, we'll bring this one. You enter Lanoth's office and find him looking over a plethora of documents, seemingly talking to something in his mind every once in a while. I can assume it's the arcane conscience of the Ministry as you are granted access, and he goes, "Kayleen, it is good to see you in health. How fares the war front? I've been getting reports, but they've been military debriefings and operations, not so much first-hand accounts from one of my two prized pupils, of course. So how fares thing in your eyes?" Thing, singular, yes. How fares thing? Lanoth kills himself.
Well, blows his brain off.
He's like, how fares thing? Right. And just fucking snaps his neck. How fares things?
Be right back.
We have found a very strange place. They had a mine, they were bringing some crystals in, but we had captured a very good resource.
Yes, I was informed by your debriefing you had captured one Lady Callisto, and that she was handed off to Ministry Intelligence for interrogation. Well done.
Yeah, I have found out that they've been using cursed items from the fire planes. Callisto had... was it just her chest piece that I noticed?
It was, and the sword.
Or
It
was
was both.
everything?
His chest piece and the sword, yeah.
Her armor and her weapon were those items being used. They're very powerful until we basically shut the magic off in them.
Good to know, good to know. What can I do for you exactly, Caitlin? Have you come to ask for more leave? I believed a week was enough time for you from the front lines. Are you not enjoying your first day off?
I'm just kinda meandering today. I thought I'd stop by and see how everything's going here, I guess.
I've gotten no word of any change in the front, and no information or requirements from intelligence regarding Lady Callisto, so I assume things are in good order. You should be relaxing. You only have a week of time before only a week of time before the ministry or the administration meeting, and after that, who knows where you'll be.
I will take that advice then. I will relax for the rest of the week. I will try and not worry, but You know how it is when you have all your men out there.
I do, of course, understand this, which is why I'll be keeping an eye on things for you. And if I hear something that you don't hear, you will be informed of it. A bit of advice. There are an influx of new, formerly Third Aegis aligned civilians from various nations coming in. I'm not sure how fond they'll take to our soldiers, but they seem to be fine with our armed forces, at least in our civil service operatives. So, if you're going to be out in public, I'd recommend something more lax than officer attire, especially.
I probably should. I believe I've already met some of them, and they do not seem very happy about the situations, but...
They chose their fight, and they fought us, and they lost. Whatever thoughts they have now should not ail you.
Of course not. Alrighty, I will take my leave. You have a...
Go spend some time with your friends and associates. I will see you at the meeting if I don't see you before
I
then.
will do that.
And you exit the office. Ophelia,
He needs it.
you get a contact from, you're not sure who at first, you're told it's a member of the ministry that is holding your father, and they relay you a message that says, it appears as though your father wishes to speak with you. He's been very obstinate in terms of relaying, stubborn, obstinate, whatever we should call it, in terms of relaying information until he speaks with you about something. He agreed to terms of discussing, relaying more information about the renegades if you speak to him immediately.
Understood.
And the link ends. Vasily is currently asleep at his desk, like slumped over, half of it right now. He has an item in one hand that he was like enchanting, and he's still like half casting magic in his left hand while mumbling, half slurred vocal, incantations.
He's saying slurs?
No, he's slurring his speech. He's like sleep casting. Instead of sleep talking, he's like sleep casting right now, doing math in his.
No, it's based when Iranians do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Filthy fucking Shohans. Disgusting Drohosians.
Fucking glitter eyes.
What's wrong, Angel Wings? Can't fly.
Ooh.
No.
But yeah, I'll take the quickest teleportation network.
You appear in the Ministry Spire, escorted to the prison wing, where your father should remain. And as you venture down there, he appears to be in... Oh, fuck his voice. He appears to be in... I remember his voice, that just hit me. He appears to be in better-looking health, actually. A lot of the bruises have almost healed over. He looks less gaunt and disheveled. He looks more put together as he sits cross-legged, chained, still holding his hands down on the floor in the middle of the cell.
You needed to speak with me?
Yes, I did, daughter. I thought you'd come to me again for your research questions.
Well, there was a breakthrough recently, so I have not needed to inquire you.
I could tell there was a breakthrough. I could sense it.
Sense it.
You forget your foundations are in celestial and divine powers from your predecessors. Secrets only held, as I told you, after the loss of our archivists in the minds of only servitors.
Well, What do you have to say?
How has your week been?
I would say, until recently, mostly uneventful. But with the successful creation of a small window into the Feywild,
You seem happy.
of course I'm happy.
That is good. Very good. Then I will waste not more of your time. I just wish to know of how you were faring. Your predecessor was an exceptional mind, by no means a prodigy, but his theories proved that the realms essentially overlapped concurrently. They are not separate spaces, but instead, as I said, concurrent existences separated by space and time. He first envisioned cutting through it like a knife, but it would have been too thin. To overwrite dimensional travel, you would need to know the primordial divine and or arcane signatures and foundations that make them different enough to have time and space differentials. The equation is not meant to open a door simply. It is concept utilization at its purest. It's rewriting space-time at points you decide. You must go into research with this in mind. You are neither creating nor destroying, you are altering. Your predecessor gave you materials, or gave us materials that we gave you. Your sigil or symbol is your own. However, a very intelligent scientist before you gave us the building blocks to ensure your success would be more guaranteed. A mind that Oradnis killed long before the war began. A mind that could have very changed the fabrics of concept, comprehension, and control. But I won't radicalize you. If you are too forceful in your attempts to open your gateway, it will tear. If you are too gentle, it will only last temporarily. To alter, you need to be precise and need to know what it is you're altering. And only the divine and the celestial truly understand the fabric. Even the best mortal minds are only theorists. But if you continue to come speak with me, I will continue to share this information with you.
I understand.
I'm glad you are
You
happy.
need not worry about how careful we are. I have taken the utmost care as to not accidentally create a tear that would continue to grow on its own, one that would close if not intervened by reinforcements purposefully made.
Perhaps one day I might find the research from those that came before, and it may provide insight to not find a solution on your own.
Perhaps.
Do not
But
let
as
it.
much as you scorn the Aradnian nation for taking information that we used to have, it did not fully snuff out what we found. In my existence, I can prove.
Keep it that way. Do not let them do to you what they have done to many of us others. If I cannot have justice for what they have taken from my family, I wish you at least find peace and safety here, and not find yourself a victim of the atrocities Aradnis has and will continue to commit.
Of course, I won't have to worry about that, Father. After all, I am not and never have been behind bars.
Is that how this appears to you, daughter?
Unfortunately, that's the only way it can appear.
I stay here so long as you are safe, and so long as you speak to me. These paltry guards they have here cannot contain me, nor these shackles. It takes a true warrior to bring me in. I came here for you. To look for you, at least. And now I know you are here, and so I will stay, as long as you are treated well. As long as they do not neglect or abuse your mind and your passions. For I see a world, a future, where your work is made pointless. For if every plane is just a radness, then why travel at all? I take risks.
I'm going to leave on that.
You walk away, and he, kind of from an upward sitting position, slumps back down. His head kind of rolls back to the floor, and you exit the room.
I'm gonna go to Axel.
Oh. Axel. With time for it, actually. Because this day, I'm pretty sure, if I recall, this day Clive is investigating. So, actually, currently, I believe everyone, save for Yamcha and Kalen, are in the adjunct spire. So, Axel and Clive, both of you at your little public cubicle areas. Actually, you've been in your lab because you're working on a spell. Axel, you find a knocking on your door.
I look towards my door, and without even getting up, I'm too lazy to get up currently, as I am so focused on this door right now.
The door?
I'm too focused.
Why is this door making noise, bro?
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna use summon beast. I'm just gonna use summon beast and have a monkey go and open the door for me.
Oh hell no! I hate druids.
Don't you mean simulacra?
Oh. A small like chimpanzee opened the door for you, Ophelia.
It's just a glowing monkey just staring at you. It's like it's like glowing white as like moonlight, as it's just staring at you. And I go, "Oh, you need something? Need something? We'll stop."
Wait, you or the monkey says that?
I say that, but the monkey is just staring at you currently.
I was
as
just
I
about
wave.
to address the monkey as you before you spoke, as Ophelia knows you can change.
Oh yeah, I didn't change it. I'm just sitting on my desk. I pretty much look at you and I realize it was you, and I just go, "Oh, you need something?" And I'll like go back to looking at my paper as I'm speaking to you.
I'll look at the monkey one more time, a little oddly, and then I'll walk in.
The monkey starts floating away, and I'll wave, and it will just disappear into like smoke.
For a moment, I'd believed that you spent your leisurely as an ape.
No. It's just I'm too invested right now. I didn't feel like getting up at the moment.
Good. I need that mindset from you.
Really?
You've spoken to me of other realities and timelines that you have the pleasure of seeing on occasion. What level of control do you have over this ability?
I don't know about. So, damn, am I able to see it again, or was it one of those incidents? It was like a one-time thing, but
It's a one-time thing.
That it was real.
It's a one-time thing.
It was one time, yeah. And it's not like I can just see it again, sadly, but I have a good understanding of how it was built. Well, how it's structured.
So you understand the concept of other overlapping realities, but you don't have any way to access them?
Not yet. It's more of I can access it to a minuscule degree, not to where I can touch into other realities and branches, which is honestly dangerous, extremely dangerous, actually.
Dangerous to observe or dangerous to change?
Dangerous to have any type of interaction with it physically or magically. Observing it is fine. It might have little effect here as you're seeing different realities, possibly changing yours in the process of doing it. But that is a minuscule, and honestly, it's not that bad of a side effect.
I think you need to correct your way of thinking about that, because as you've described it to me, you said it would change my reality. But no, it would just cement that we were in the reality where we did interact with it, not the one where we never did.
Oh no. When I found out, when I saw it, is anytime I change the future, I'm creating new branches.
They don't
This
exist.
is not exactly. They never existed. It's extremely powerful to think about, but it's actually extremely dangerous as well.
Interesting. Well, regardless, do you have this written out as some form of theorem by chance?
Well, yes, I sent the theory itself, but I need to write the full actual accomplishment of what I discovered. I haven't wrote it yet because within a week I plan on actually getting into the research of it physically. Not the physical interaction part of it, but more I'm having an understanding of it as well as possible consequences for interacting with it. And I'm working on a single prototype of a spell. Something small.
DM.
Yes.
Questions on my research.
I'm all ears.
Would it be realistic for me to have a personal, like, notebook version of all of the currently working theories, regardless of how many notebooks I would need to hold all of that information? Or is this something that, in its current state, could probably only exist in the whiteboard?
It is completely up to however much you wish Addict Mind to store to work along it, not like working on being an archive for you. You can have as much information at your disposal. You can write things down, of course. People still use paper and whiteboards to document things. Your most recent information is probably on a whiteboard or on a journal in your lab, but all of your previous work up to probably, the last major breakthrough is probably, if you allowed it, in Addict Mind's like database being stored for your access.
If it's that simple, of course I would, because I would be using that as a form of version control and then making adjustments to it as I do tests. So what's in there is the purest form of forward that I know I can do, and then if we ever reach a true breakthrough point that I want to be a hard, branch on how I do my research, that's what would be in it. And I would probably have a copy of that notebook on me, so I can have one in the lab and one on myself.
By all means, then that's how it is then.
Oh, with the currently most recent working Sidville that was successful, I would have a copy of that, because this branches the difference between creating windows and what we are trying to do, because I think both applications being kept could be important. We could use one as an observation post before truly making a door, because we don't actually know what's there until we look.
This is true.
With that being said, I'm going to take out said notebook covering the equation that has been put together for the specific sigil that worked once so far, and I'm going to present it to Axel. This is the sigil and the equation that we have successfully tested, opening a 6-week-long window, I would say about the size of my hand, that lets us see into the Feywild. And I know this to be a true window because I was able to place a scrying orb through it accurately, and it truly was the other place. This did not require any material component outside of the sigil itself. Do you think, with your theory, we could do something with this to peer into windows of other realities?
No, I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I think that also, DM, because I'm also going to ask for your input as well. But from what I understand, mostly in character, because from what I understand, I have a feeling from what I've just found out, when anyone casts magic or so, to have any type of interaction whatsoever to another branch, a piece of them pretty much moves to that side and is gone. So, in theory, if you were to cast this spell, these runes, and put it to the other side, while you're casting it, a piece of you will escape to the other side in order to be able to observe.
I see. Have you lost any of yourself?
Not yet.
And have you successfully done it before?
No, but I have observed the other side, yes.
But you just said to observe the other side, you'd have to give up a piece of yourself.
I'm talking about more for what you're trying to do. Me observing individual branches doesn't affect me, as I have a catalyst to be able to do it, which doesn't require me to be able to cast magic to be able to appear on that side. Yes, I occasionally have side effects from it, but it doesn't affect me to the point that I'm losing a part of myself.
So why don't we use your catalyst as the key?
Because it is possible that it can possibly overload it. Plus, someone has to have it. Someone has to wear it, as it's connecting you to that, your other self, to be able to peer to the other side.
And I must ask how you acquired this catalyst.
I found it, actually, from my trips and adventures. And it was by sheer luck. But at the same time, it was fated, because my other selves have them. The same thing.
To preface, it's not other yous, it's other people that have the monocle. It's not other yous that have it.
It's other
It's
people.
other.
Okay.
It's in different. Not every. You don't have the monocle in every timeline. That wouldn't be how timelines work. It's
that's better.
It's that's why when you lose luck also, because they're taking luck from other timelines to use themselves.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's multiple. You know.
Wait a minute. I get it. I think I understand. Out of game, I'm going to try to rationalize this. In Divine's character Axel having access to this, he has given up basically his luck to every other version that accesses the same point he does. So if I were to somehow find my way into this, it would take an element of my day-to-day life and become basically a shared resource at my own whim and also not my own whim.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
So, and that's probably not something you could fine-tune down. Or maybe everyone gets luck specifically given up. But, well, no, for an actual caster, it would probably take entire spell slots if they did it wrong. Imagine you wake up one morning and someone took your 9th level for something.
God damn it! You wake up. And it is also important to know that what Axel was wearing used to be like half of a pair of glasses.
Yep.
Like it's just one half of the pair of glasses.
But that means that there might actually just be straight up glasses out there. The problem is, this motherfucker went around and did a bunch of searching without actually documenting hard enough to note if it might be an artifact of a lost civilization, which more could be found in certain
Documented
areas.
all that. No, that's documented.
Oh, you did. You see, you described it so casually. Like you just
Yeah,
found it in
I
the
described
palace.
it casually. Yeah, I described it casually because I documented it already and sent it to Who were they? I can't remember their name. It was another group. It's the reason why I was able to go to the lab in the first place. But I will say, if you want, I can give you a copy of what I wrote.
I will take it gladly. My research is very cautious, so if I were to believe that such an element would be needed for this to work, I would simply not. Unless I was very certain to what I might lose.
Alrighty.
Ophelia does her search and Axel research at the same time. Axel, I've solved your problem. Throw the book back at him. I'll see you later.
I don't even make it out the door. I just look at her like, I see. If you just add...
She vanishes. What does she do? Axel, turn around. She's got like an eye patch in one arm. The future's bad, man.
Where'd you go? Well, they needed one that would figure it out, and I was the only one.
Not where,
Also,
when.
might have to give you a little gift, Ophelia. What is your goal currently, anyway?
As of now, I have created a window, and I wish to keep this as its own idea. I want to make a door.
Have you figured it out yet?
We had our first breakthrough ever. I don't have time to figure it out quite yet. We have to work on stability first, because the strongest deterrent we have found for our research is that we may open a door that will grow and be unstoppable, which would merge two realms over each other theoretically, and I only believe true chaos to be born from that. But that being said, once we know how to stabilize this window and keep it open as long as we wish and close it when we wish, then we will try to make a door. And only then will my goal be truly succeeded, as I wish to walk to another dimension without the need of a tuning device.
I see.
Seamless travel like rooms.
Gosh, I know I have a role for myself coming up soon, but may I roll can I use my 16 for Ophelia to find a good stabilizer possibly?
No.
Huh?
No. That's your
No,
that's your role. That's your role. You can't give it to someone else.
No, I'm talking about myself.
Ah.
Axel thinking of ways he can possibly find ways to stabilize it. Doing a Doctor Strange.
It'd be a flat intelligence check, I'd say, for that then.
Oh, just regular. Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's fine by me.
This isn't really your purview, so it'd just be normal intelligence. It would be 16 still. It'd be a 16. It'd be 20.
Yeah, it'll be so 16 with
23.
my intelligence. That would be a.
What's a saving throw? You fucking goober! I said check.
Oh,
you roll a saving throw. Is it 6?
It'll be a 20.
It should be the same.
Intelligence, right? It's intelligence.
Intelligence
so it will
check.
Be
18.
Oh, you actually have proficiency in intelligence saves?
Darn right I do. I'm
with
a
an
thinker.
18.
You're a druid.
Exactly.
You haven't done enough hands-on study to really know how to stabilize something of this caliber. I feel like I was working on this for a long time, and there's possible.
It's more of me thinking about the frames that my glasses are possibly made of, and as well as for my travel, the amount of material and natural material I have found from ores, like metals and stuff like that from just travel.
I understand that. I'm trying to think of something here. All the best resources available are in Aradness. Vasily made a temporary stabilization device. With an 18, the most you can gather would be maybe finding a way to prolong stabilization through time in some way. That's the best you can gather, because that's the most that as it relates to your own field. You, again, even done enough hands-on study with any sort of travel or interaction with alternate planes or realities or dimensions to really understand the nuance of those details. The most you can gather is maybe slowing down or freezing time around it possibly might prolong it in a way, but it's the most you can gather.
I definitely can see the problem of what you're dealing with. My only guess is possibly finding something to hold time magic to keep it open for a bit before it shuts. It's the only thing I can really think of currently.
I'm not sure how necessary that would be at the moment. It's more of fine-tuning the control of how long we want it to be open for, in general, longer or shorter, as this first test did yield 6 weeks worth of stability. I understand, though. Your help is appreciated, but in me being here and learning what I have already, you've done enough.
Understood.
And I feel like I was gonna do something, and I like lost it in how in-depth you got on your little thing.
You originally came in there to ask Axel if you could use his...
If we could combine the theories.
Yeah, to make a window into a different timeline.
Yeah, and then he was like,
Pretty much.
You shouldn't do that, bro.
Yeah, pretty much I said, no, because that can possibly cause consequences for the individual, so.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, what consequences have you faced? And you're like,
I was like, I haven't got to that point yet. I don't want to yet.
You don't want to. I'm insane. I feel like... Man, I really thought I had something. It's kind of gone. Oh well. With that, I do have research to do now. And I have your notes to look over as well.
Yeah. Now, as for your possibility using my theory and your theory to help establish your portal, yeah, that might work. That's a whole can. Yeah, that's a whole can of beans. That is not something I understand, as I haven't seen your portal yet, nor have I read your entire theory yet. Well, it's not a theory anymore for you, nor is it a theory really for me now.
I suppose that's true, but I do call it an equation. It's always been an equation. It could always be found. It was just waiting for us.
I agree with that.
I see. If you wish to come view it and you are not busy, the lab is open.
I would like to visit probably tomorrow. I'm right now writing something right here.
I assumed you were busy. From one researcher to another, none of this is quick, and all of it is important.
That I agree.
And she will go... Gotta get back to my research, and I also have to see if I can inject the glyph concept anywhere into what Axel has been writing about.
Very well. We will return to the events of this week in the future. However, we're going to move time forward now before the shenanigans going to get to an ending point here in the next 20 minutes or so. So I want to move things forward narratively. But we will come back to how the rest of this week goes at a later session. However, roughly a week passes, another week, and not another word comes to any of you about the figure that fell from the sky, or about Akale's team's investigation with this individual, or Zarius's analysis of them. Nothing from any of them is relayed in the week that goes by since it transpired. The second administration meeting is tomorrow. You have only today to finalize preparations and notes and reports. Many of you have utilized different branches of resources for your recent endeavors. Tomorrow will be the time to present the results of those resources being utilized. So those of you that have things to present, I hope you're ready, because we're gonna move time forward to the day of the meeting. And I was giving you a heads up that in game you have 1 day to get to get it all sorted out, and which means you as players have time while I do this narration to get it all sorted out. We move time forward here. Works. Turn off this song. Shut up, watch.
Watch left.
Dawn. The day of the second meeting. You walk down the long corridor toward the high chamber, the room that was seldom used but is now necessary due to the severity of the administration's work in preparing Uranus for the future. Your fellow assembly members stride beside you, the personal enforcers of your group. For this meeting, had to be left one floor down. Security seems to be more isolated to high chamber staff this time, a change that only slightly alludes to just how private they want this meeting to be. I shouldn't play this song. I want to play... I don't want to play actually now. No song. No music. You reach the large double doors. Unlike before, as opposed to there being no one standing at attention outside, a pair of the Ascended Corps mantle bearers stand guard. These are essentially, for equivalency's sake of what that rank of soldier is capable of, the Ascended Corps themselves are said to be individuals that are on par with things like giants and dragons and things along those regards. Each individual person of this corps, as it would be, two of them stand guard out front of the door. They pay you no mind as the entrance is parted and opens before you automatically, and as you pass through the precipice, a chill seeps to the base of your neck. Adjunct assembly, proceed to your prior seating arrangements. An arcane consciousness is present, only it's not the high server this time. It completely cuts you off from adjunct mind entirely. That faint connection you have to Adj is gone, severed. It is a consciousness that is overtly oppressive in just how much authority it has, even within your own mind. For those of you that have been here in Uranus for a decent amount of time, which I believe is mainly just Kaelin and Clive, well, I guess all of you actually would know from an extent of this that this is the voice of Uranus. This is the foremost consciousness of the entirety of the Empire that is currently present. This all other adjunct mind, ministry mind, sunspot to an extent are all beneath the voice of Uranus in terms of authority and how much they can control the arcane matrix and actually the city. I will actually move you all to the map. Where is? There is. And token layer. Civil affairs is not present in this room. The Ministry and the Truth Seekers are in their typical seating arrangement. The seats of the High Chamber are not present. Instead, 10 individuals sit robed and cloaked where the seats of the High Chamber typically would reside. Surrounding the entire of the room, with their backs to the walls, are more members of the Ascended Corps. Your eyes shift toward where the potentate usually sits. You expect her to have the same uninterested, unguarded look to her, but instead you find her leaning back, looking down the stairs toward Zarius of the Truth Seekers. He seems waiting for the doors to seal as you'll enter before he continues whatever he was doing, whatever he was speaking of. Something is very off about this moment here. Something's changed. You just don't know what or why. And as you begin to walk toward your seating area, the doors close, and Zarius continues to speak, picking up where he left off. As I was saying, their armor could be a concept in its own right. If what I believe about the chalice they brought in is true regarding this knight, everything they have, everything they could be, might be the key to our ascension. I wish to examine the chalice further, and then request access to the Veil of Contemplation to do so. And there's a murmuring from the True Seekers as Regulus stands. The Veil of Contemplation is not something simply any True Seeker can request to use. Not anyone of your renown, Zarius. Its mind-altering properties will shatter an unprepared psyche, and you are too valuable an asset. Your theories and incorporation of concept have helped us make strides in almost every field. Your loss is not one we can afford. Not now. Several individuals nod or mutter their assent. The 10 in the high chamber seats do nothing, and neither does the potentate, which, as previously mentioned, can only mean one thing. Zarius bows. Thank you. I'll be diligent in my efforts. This will be a breakthrough that pushes us beyond the limits of our present. I'm certain of it. He rises to his full height, spins, and exits the room. Move you all over here to your seats. Don't be a wall there. Thank you for not being a wall there. I appreciate it. There we go. Get out of here, Zarius. Leave my fucking map, bitch. I hate you. As he exits, Akale stands. I understand that what has been discovered is major. However, just in the room, Zarius seems obsessed. This star man, as he calls them, what if it is the gods deceiving us? If one of our best and brightest minds, a member of the administration, no less, is compromised, then we... The potentate raises a hand as the silence kind of falls over the room. Akale drops her head. Apologies. I concede my stance. With everyone here, before we officially begin the second meeting, I'd like to introduce you all to the subject of our most recent discussions and theories. She looks toward the door. They open, and as they do, the temperature seems to rise a few degrees. The potentate sits up as an armored figure is led into the room and placed standing at the base of the potentate stairs. A figure adorned in foreign armor and flanked by two of the aforementioned mantle bearers. And I'll put them on the map. Where is that token? There they are. Why does it say he's dead? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, because it has 0. Why say dead? He's full health. Why say dead? I hate that. And I'll leave that there. Bam. Dead? What the fuck? Why are they spotting in dead? It's like playing a Charisma game. New actor, 78. Thanks. I don't know why I did that. Actually, it's weird. But as they are brought into the room, Akale looks to the center figure and goes, Administration, potentate, I present to you all the Knight Celestial. Beyond our desire to learn more about them, they seem to want to also know more about our governing body and our empire's leadership. It seems supremely urgent to them, hence this impromptu preliminary summons. And as the knight begins to take in the room, they look to the potentate, hold their gaze. I sense that you hold the power here. Assuming you are the leader, I have but one thing to say. Do not in any way utilize the artifact that accompanied me, not for anything. I demand its return. The room rumbles, and the air seems to get heavier. Potentate lifts their chin and glares downward. You feel faint discomfort or strain just keeping your head up. If you wish to kill me, then do it and be done with this. However, do not ignore my warning of where your ignorance leads, and how that same ignorance has led me to stand before you here and now. To truly understand what is at stake, I would like to tell you my story. Sunlight begins to break through the city skyline. slowly fills the room as day breaks. I am not from here. And I mean that in every sense of the word. I like this one, actually. Thank you for the music. I'm a person from beyond your space, your realities it may be. I'm of an order of warriors unbound by the constraints of standard law and order. We work solely to contain or eliminate anomalous threats, or at least we did. And now, at least to my knowledge, I am all that remains, and only so because, to my shame, I fled. Then I kind of pauses, turn their head down toward the ground in contemplation before looking back up. On a task to a mysteriously yet quickly collapsing dimension, one of my comrades returned with the very artifact, the chalice you took from me. We operate alone unless in the direst of situations, so we did not know what it was that they encountered, nor did they speak much on what they did to rectify the situation, which was abnormal. However, many of us cope with the work we do differently. So we gave them due time to collect themselves before a proper debriefing, but slowly we noticed changes. They were becoming different. I'd like you all to make a perception check, please.
I will use my 2 for it.
Okay.
So it will be a.
Was it a new? It's been a new day. Is it a daily thing, or is it until you use the roll?
Let me read it.
God damn! Ophelia, perception, please. That's what I'm saying.
However, the other 2 rolls must be used in place of your next 2d 20 tests. So
I guess that's
it
true.
looks like
That would count. Then,
it
yeah.
looks like somebody got to use.
I mean, I'll give you a pass for this. You can roll normally.
Okay.
You can roll normally for now, because I would say you in a week that's gone by, you would have used one of those rolls. Realistically speaking, here.
Okay. Even
I made bad coffee one morning. It was really bad.
God damn. I think all of you succeeded, actually, on the perception check. The sun rises further. It now reaches, you want to say, like, the boots of the night. And as you all watch the sun rise and just take in the room, it appears as though the sunlight that touches the boots of the night is being pulled into the armor, almost like water down a drain. Like the very like light rays that they touch as the soles of his sabatons are being like siphoned into them, as if they're going through like a drain at the bottom of like a bath or a shower.
Okay, so they came from the sun. They're the ones that came from the sun.
The knight steps toward the center of the room. The artifact this comrade brought back contained gemstones in which a plethora of knowledge and arc energy was stored. They seemed to work as conduits for vast archives of hyper-dimensional information. My comrade began to share this information with others of the Order. At first, it would be in passing, a speculative comment here, or a philosophical quandary, but eventually became overbearing and intrusive. Debates and conversational entrapment ensured some could not truly escape the subject matter regardless of where they went. It did not take long, maybe a week at most, before the first outbreak occurred. You don't hear them inhale, but you can sense there's a pause as they are remembering the events that transpired. Horrid abominations, not of any reality we'd experienced or visited. Monstrosities capable of rivaling us in combat, beings that siphoned magic and all the forms of arcane energy from the very air. They tore through our interior defenses and began a methodical, systematic dismantling of our order, using knowledge of our tactics, our layouts, and our skills only a member of our own units should have knowledge of. Those of us they defeated would return to fight against us, and we learned that they gained access to everything they took. Skills, weapons, even memories. So the mandate to detonate our armor was given. Those who died were required to burn like dying stars and leave nothing for this plague, this taking, as we had dubbed it. The name taking echoes in your mind, rattles in your thoughts. It lingers with you for what seems like hours, but in reality it was only a passing breath in between the night sentences, which in itself is discomforting because from what he deliberated, this subject matter itself seemed to be a problem for the Order of Night, and the name, the weight it carries, is not just words or his story. It seems that the name itself, as you hear it, holds a weight unto your mind as well. He continues. Eventually, we theorized the artifact brought over was the catalyst, and the warrior who brought it carried some sort of parasite. An operation to breach the vault deep within our fortress and recover the chalice was enacted. By this time, the stalemated slog had become a massacre. We were outnumbered and outmaneuvered at every turn. The only thing we had at our disposal was our combat prowess and our weapons, but we were running low on battle-ready warriors fast. We called upon fresh acolytes to hold key points in areas we controlled and the passages that connected them. We slowly became isolated and were eliminated group by group. This takings echoes again in your mind. Ability to adapt and evolve was unprecedented. We were in a losing war. Potentate stares the room, quiet, heavy air about as the night continues this story, seemingly coming to a conclusion of it. I retrieved the chalice from the vault and fled. With my eyes at my back, I was instructed to take it from our fortress and hope it would even the playing field again. Once I found a way to destroy it, I was to return to assist in the cleanup, but deep down, within my very being, I know there would not be anything to return to. I traveled to any reality or dimension harboring individuals that were somewhat equivalent to my comrades to assist in this matter, and it led me here. I was too injured to remain conscious for long, so I scattered these gemstones within the chalice across the plains to keep it inert. Then I slept to revitalize myself and to recover. And when I awoke, the item that had caused all of my strife and all the chaos and loss was gone. I demand the immediate return of this artifact, lest you end up as all others who have encountered this cancer before. And as he finishes the sentence, the sects begin to buzz with hushed conversation. And before any further conversation happens, the sun now begins to fully encompass the knight's lower half of their body. Their legs of gradient gold orange armor begins to almost glow with energy. You can definitely see now that sunlight is being pulled into the armor. The potentate speaks. We will deliberate. In the interim, you will wait outside the chamber. I will not. He lifts his arms and snaps the bindings holding him. All the soldiers around the room begin to kind of grab their weapons and stand at the ready. Potentate raises a hand. I do not wish to fight, but I will not let another outbreak occur when I am able to prevent it. You will deliberate before me, and should the final decision not be preferential to my desires, I shall retrieve the artifact myself, by force, if necessary. And as the room begins to drift into deliberation, we will end the session there.
I believe him. I believe him.
You sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Apologies for the late ending, guys. I did want to get us to at least